Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video I'm going to discuss domestic stuff, but domestic stuff related to Donald Trump, what he'll do immediately if he's gonna get the office, he will be sworn in. Trump's promise to speak with Putin. Putin is okay speaking with Trump. The conditions set. I will also show you Trump's agenda on the climate change thing. Then we're going to talk about the mass immigration that Trump will tackle. Remember, he said he will write a lot of executive orders. We have them one by one here. See if he's going to do it. Then we have, let's see, what do we have here? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who will phase out an entire department if he's going to be having that power in the new US government. Then we're going to find out about fluoride, vaccines, and food dye are part of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s out. Maybe we get... Then we find out that Elon Musk, he reveals plan for Trump's government. So everything is going to have to do with this kind of what's going on, what they say is going to happen in the United States of America. Now, Elon Musk gained billions as soon as Trump was elected. And why is that? And we find out that Elon Musk, this is just his beginning political career, the beginning of his political career. And the last article deals with Barack Obama, who's going to react to Kamala Harris's defeat, and he is not gracious in his speech, or at least statement. So let's start with the beginning, and this is right here. Here is what Trump says he'll do immediately once he becomes president, according to these guys. Let's see, Trump, if you want to do it. President-elect Donald Trump has laid out an ambitious agenda that he promised will go into effect on January 20th, the day he will be sworn, if he makes it, until office for the second term. Why do I say that? Because he's old. All right, let's see. While some Trump's policy proposals, such as cutting corporate taxes, will require an assist from Congress in the form of passing new legislation that could take months to complete, others will simply require the stroke of a pen. Please, my friends, remember this little sentence. Simply require the stroke of a pen. Remember, so if he doesn't do it, that means other people told him, you can't do this. Executive order banning federal funding of gender-affirming health care. Federal funding. So what do you think? Will he do it? Let's look on percentages and possibilities. Possible, 100%. Probable, probably 80%. That's what I say. And he says, on day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. I'm quoting, right? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. End quote. Trump said, remember this. Continue. We're going to continue. Immigration and mass deportation of migrants. Migrants? Okay. Migrants. I was a migrant. Legal migrant. It's a difference between being legally on one place and being illegally in one. If I just jump over the fence at the White House, well, I think those guys will say that I'm undocumented. I'm illegally trespassing some property. Am I not? What would you think they will do? Assist me with some water, cognac, and whatever? Well, fuck me up in no time. All right, let's move on. On the campaign trail, Trump regularly promised that on day one of his administration, he would begin, and I'm quoting, the largest deportation operation in American history. That means roughly, these guys say, rounding up, housing and removing up of 20 million people, many of them migrants who are in country illegally. So they give me the name. So let's say you have 20 rapists here. You're not going to convict them because they're 20. Let's say I'm talking about different I'm just giving you the different take on this. It's not the number, it's the crime that matters. Now, let's say you have 1 million rapists. You would not convict them and imprison them and maybe, no? You would not? Because it's 1 million? This is the logic these guys function by. Oh, there's too many of them. We can't do it. It's about resources. Print some more money. I'm for that kind of inflation. Why? Because if some people who broke the law are not punished according to the law, then why should I be punished when I, speed up a little bit, right? Or I ignore a stop sign, or I don't know, I do some other things, which I don't. You tell me. So that destroys the trust in a society. All right, so let's see. So they make a, I'm going to show you how much these guys write about it to make the point that it's too many, you need money, okay, all right. Largest mass deportation. Things that were done could be undone. All right, right here. They give us the money, but we give $200 billion to a foreign country. Thank you very much. Tariffs, big and small. I think the tariffs, I'm quoting, do need to be used to get counterparties back to the table, especially China, which is not giving up to all of the agreements they made. All right, well, we'll see. I'm going to inform her on day one or sooner that if they don't stop this onslaught of criminals and drug coming in our country, I'm going to immediately impose 25% tariffs on everything they send in the United States of America. Trump said at a North Carolina rally referring to Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. She's Jewish, so you would do nothing. Why? I just have a gut feeling. All right. So there you go. He's gonna impose some. I mean, let's see, probabilities and possibilities. Possibilities, 100%. Probabilities, he's gonna talk about it. Now I don't know if he's gonna impose that and if she's not gonna get the hint. But she doesn't want. It's not gonna happen. I think we'd give this 50-50. Drill, baby, drill. Next thing that he will do. Trump promised during the campaign to expand U.S. oil drilling on day one. I think it's going to be 100% doable and will be happening. In practical terms, he will certainly prioritize expanding permits to expanding oil drilling. We need to be independent on this area. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And I will terminate the Green New Scam, end quote, and will cut your energy prices in half. Please do that. 50% within 1 year from the January 20th. Remember this. Remember this. He said in 1 year, you're going to slash it in 2, Trump said, referencing the Inflation Reduction Act, the climate change legislation signed by Biden 2022. Trump also vowed to sign an executive order on day one of this administration to halt offshore wind projects. All right, my friends. Remember this video. Please do something, write them down, and in 1 year, then I want you to go outside and say, you lied. Or, yeah, good job. Or, lie and good job. I think that's what's going to be. Lie and good job. A deal between Ukraine and Russia. He said here that could end the war in Ukraine. Not freeze. End. I don't think so. If Putin doesn't want, that's not going to happen. He said day one priorities would be bringing, day one, right here, would be bringing Ukraine and Russia to the negotiating table to end this war. That's a different thing, bringing to ending. I bring them, but it doesn't mean they're going to agree with it. Both Trump and Trump has stated that he believes Ukraine should have been prepared to have given up more in negotiations. New sanctions on Iran. There's going to be 100% possibility, 100% probabilities. Why? For something I mentioned about Mexico earlier. Got it? All right, for the same reason. Next one, next article. Trump says there's no price tag for his mass deportation plan. So that means how much it's necessary, I'm going to do it. Remember this one? I'm going to keep them, to his promise. See. So he says that day one, he was both strong and powerful. When questioned about his campaign promises of mass deportation, Trump said his administration would have no choice but to carry them on. The same I thought. All right. No one can't come in. We want people to come in, but, vetted. Not everybody. And he says here, where is this? Asked about the cost of his plan, he said that's not a question of price tag. It's not really. We have no choice. All right, we'll see. Next one. This comes from The Guardian right here, baboonish Guardian. A wrecking ball. Experts, because I believe experts as the weatherman. Let me make this smaller and more playful if I can. Not like that, obviously. Well, I'm going to move to the side. A wrecking ball. Experts warn Trump's win sets back global climate action. Well, possibility 100%, probability 99%. Now let's see what the deal is between Trump and Putin. An analysis. Putin left the door open to West, British scholar. I agree, he's been doing this for a long time. But this is what he said. While criticizing Western leaders for failing to serve the interest of their people, self-imposed sanctions on your people, Vladimir Putin also sent a positive signal for the future. Geoffrey Roberts, emeritus professor of history at University College Cork, Ireland, told Sputnik very clearly, and I'm quoting, Putin, is signaling continued resistance to Western hegemony, Western dominance. He also makes his point time and time again that European political leaders aren't serving their country's best interest by the policy that they're pushing in terms of global politics. He noted, I think I agree 100% with that. And he also says here, however, at the same time, the Russian president made it clear that Russia is not going to run after the West to restore relations, but the door is open if there's the choice that the West wants to make. Clear. And next one, Russia Today. Trump says he'll talk to Putin. I think we'll speak. Great. Talking, even a bad talk, is better than no talk. Good for you. Good for you. He said here in an interview with NBC News, Trump said he had spoken to probably 7 world leaders since his election victory, but that Putin was not among them. However, he added, I think we'll speak. Good, excellent, fantastic. And Trump open to talks with Putin. Let's see what Putin says. Putin is ready to talk to Trump, but his Ukraine demands are unchanged, Kremlin said. This is according to Reuters, and they call that demands. Great. Well, there were demands. I thought that the Russians just brainlessly, unprovoked and unjustifiable entered Ukraine. Now we find out that they had some demands? Interesting. All right, let's move on. Let's see what these guys are saying. Love is in the air. Look at the body language. Closed, kind of, but not that closed. Open, relaxed, well, leaning forward, trying to topple him. Trump, Donald, take it easy. All right. President Vladimir Putin is ready to discuss Ukraine with Donald Trump, but he does not mean he is willing to alter Moscow's demands, the Kremlin said on Friday. Spokesman Peskov made the remarks after being asked at his daily news briefing, if Putin's readiness to talk to the Republican president-elect reflected a willingness to change those demands. All this is these guys' words. The word demand, I suspect, is not going to be used by Peskov, but is used by Reuters, right? This is Reuters. All demands is 3 times at least mentioned. Ooh, what the hell was that? So demands 3 times. All right, 1, I think, and 2 times, I think, and then we got 3 times, I think. Let's see if Peskov said it, the demands. The president has never said that the goals of the special military operation are changing. On the contrary, he has repeatedly said that they remain the same. Peskov said, all the concerns, the security interest of our country, the security interest of the Russian people living there, therefore, there was no talk of any changes here. Putin on June 14 set out his terms for an end to war. Ukraine would have to drop its NATO ambitions, they said this before, and withdraw all its troops from all of the territory of 4 regions claimed by Russia, plus demilitarization, denazification. Ukraine rejected that, obviously. So, I hope the Russians stick to that, and they will, once and for all, stand up to someone else's interests that would see Russia destroyed. All right, let's see what Robert F. Kennedy wants to do with the FDA. The Hill. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said entire departments, that's plural for you, at FDA have to go. these guys are not happy. Look, I don't think this is a great picture of him, but probably he'll hate this guy. Therefore, he's portrayed like that. Former president candidate, who is slated to hold a potentially big role in the new Trump administration, said Wednesday that there are entire departments within the Food and Drug Administration that have to go. And I'm quoting, in some categories, there are entire departments like the Nutrition Department as the FDA that have to go, that are not doing their job. They are not protecting our kids, Kennedy said. Let's see what else he said. We don't know what I'm going to do. I talked to the president about it yesterday, and he asked me what I wanted, and I said, we're developing a proposal now, he said. The job would require Senate confirmation. Republicans appear likely to have a majority in the Senate, therefore he's going to be confirmed possibly if they're not our elected officials, but it's unclear how easy it would be to get Kennedy's confirmed. When asked if he would eliminate any health agencies, Kennedy told MSNBC, and I'm quoting, to eliminate the agencies as long as it requires congressional approval, I wouldn't be doing that. I can get the corruption out of the agencies. Please do it. Next. Fluoride vaccines and food dye are part of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s plan to make America healthy again. What do experts? Don't you like experts? Weren't the experts telling us about the functioning masks against COVID? Yeah. Okay, I can't say no more, but I'm not going to go into that. So again, when you hear experts and the science, follow the science. Okay, nobody owns the science. But in those times, people owned it, or so they thought. President-elect Donald Trump said that Robert F. Kennedy would have a big role in healthcare within his administration, and that he would allow Kennedy to go wild, I hope so, in his appointed position and do pretty much what he wants. Oy vey. After decades of anti-vaccine activism, Kennedy takes a softer stance, they say. All right, I'm not going to go over this one. Let's see what else. We're talking about vaccines. I can't talk about vaccines here on this. I'm picking my nose right now. Too much. All right. Kennedy on fluoride. All right, or fluoride, as I always say it. Why do we eat Fruit Loops? Kennedy is concerned about food dyes and additives. Now, I would like the Food Administration to make it a federal law, or it's not going to be the Food Administration making the law. But anyway, make a policy and be proven that each and every product that we buy, I know it's going to come with a fucking suitcase, should list all of the chemicals that were used in that. And is it modified? Most of it, all of it, is modified, genetically modified. I want to see that. I want to see what hormones were used, what kind of things were used in meat and all that. But probably it's going to need, you have to buy a piece of bread, all right, and it comes attached with a big suitcase full of big list of what was to do that. But no, we have to know what we eat. We have to know what we eat. No, these guys don't discuss what causes this. Oh, we have so much autism. We have so much, this and that, all kind of, And then they say, oh, we don't know what that is. Really? Don't you think that, for instance, these frequencies that go through us every day, you think about what we eat, what we drink, has nothing on us? All right. Let's see how Musk became... he reveals actually the plans for new government. Russia Today. Musk reveals plans for Trump government. The tech mogul told Tucker Carlson that he will slash the number of federal agencies if he becomes part of the new administration. Remember this, if he becomes part of an administration in an advising role, he said he's going to slash. All right, let's see. He's going to seek to improve government efficiency by reducing the number of federal agencies if he is given a role in Donald Trump's administration. Keep this in mind. If you want to slash it to zero, but we die. So remember, efficiency goes to a certain point. I mean, we can be very efficient with electricity, but the most efficient we could be living in caves with no electricity at all. I don't want to get to that point. So be mindful about it. These guys in the government taught me. Be mindful about that. Be mindful about that, okay? Every time mindful about it. Mindful to the extent they allow you to be mindful. And then they want you to be a baboon and follow orders. Government. And not only. So here you have Musk saying, you know what, I want to be efficient. Whoa. Hold on, time out. Efficient to what point? You can be efficient with the environment. We're not going to have cars. Efficient 100%. We're going to ride bikes. Not even bikes. It's too much, steel in it or rubber. We don't ride bikes either. More efficient and more efficient. Don't do that. We have to pay attention to how far this guy or whomever goes with efficiency. Like these guys with the CO2 emissions and no efficiency, these guys want us back in caves. I don't want to live like that. You do it. I don't want to do it. Oh, in the name of all, fuck you, I'm a free person. Oh, no. The social contract. How about that? Give me my guns and break the social contract for you. So let's see what these guys are saying. Right here. Government Commission, Efficiency Commission, he wants Dodge to be headed by the billionaire if he wins the election. We'll find out if he's going to be in charge of the Efficiency Commission. That is going to overlook all this garbage. And I'm quoting, I'd be happy to help improve government efficiency. Good. We got a gigantic government bureaucracy. True. We've got overregulation. True. We've got agencies that have overlapping responsibilities. Correct. This translates into real cost to people. Their hidden costs, they are very substantial. All right, let's see. Let's see how we're going to do it. He said Musk pledged to help the Republican/US annual budget spending by at least $2 trillion out of what? 13, 17, whatever it is. I'm just making up shit here. As part of this, your tax money is being wasted and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. I hope so. Do it, try it, but don't get too crazy about it. Musk gained billions on Trump's victory, Bloomberg. Tesla shares have surged by nearly 15% since the US election. What does that tell you? So if Trump would have won, his shares would have been low. Why? Because those guys said, well, the economy is going to go down, the business environment will turn communist more and more, therefore no investment. But right now, they know it's only rock and roll. So that tells you who's the capitalist and who's the communist. Just look at these little things. I knew the gold will drop. Will surge before the elections. I knew that. And I know if Kamala Harris would have won, the gold would have surged like that. Why? Security. But as Trump almost, it was the 2,755 or 54, and he dropped the first day to 2,670 or something like this. Now he's back to 2,710. It was 30. So it's coming back up. Why? Well, they don't know exactly if Trump will survive and be there to be sworn in because he's old. All right. Business Insider. Elon Musk says this election is just the beginning of his involvement in politics. I hope so. Good job. And let's see what this guy says about Kamala Harris's loss. Barack Obama reacts to Kamala Harris's defeat. America, in its entirety, is not immune to headwinds for democratic incumbents around the world. So he's going to blame her loss to the pandemic and to the far right, and there's what's going on. It's not because their message is garbage. Barack Obama released a statement. Okay, and I'm quoting this guy. Very articulated, not saying shit. As I said on the campaign trail, America has been through a lot over the last few years, from a historic pandemic and the price hike resulting from the pandemic to rapid change and the feeling a lot of folks have had no matter how hard they work. Trading water is the best they can do, Obama said. Those conditions have created headwinds for democratic incumbents around the world, and last night showed that America is not immune. No, your message is garbage. We don't want your communism. Off. The good news is that these problems are solvable, so vote for us. But only if we listen to each other. Oh my God, now we listen to each other. And only if we abide by the core constitutional principles. You talk about the Constitution? And democratic norms that made this country great. Good job, First Lady Michael Obama. Also headline cup of, I'm not going to go to Michelle slash you know what. I'm just kidding. I don't care if she's or was one. That's not mine. It's Barack's problem handling the mountain. Oh, but he's got what, 13 foot size or something. That's a fact. I can't make jokes of this. I mean, what the hell? But hey, she's a decent first lady. She just became proud of this country only when her husband was elected a U.S. president. Interesting. And I'm proud of this country since, anyway, I made something to become a U.S. citizen. They were just came out of their pussies, mothers, and became U.S. citizens. I work for that because I want it, because I believe in it. It doesn't mean they don't believe in it, but you know, it shows a little bit of effort, wanting to do something versus being given. You would appreciate it more. If, let's say, I was given this watch would be one thing, but buying it with my own thing is much different, don't you think? Achieving something, the harder you work to achieve something, the greater the satisfaction is, and you when you get it, and to sustain it. You don't want to lose that. If it comes easy, your heart is zero. If it comes hard, then you try to protect and support that or sustain that situation. All right, this is my friend. We'll see what's going on with Trump, if he is going to be allowed to be sworn in. Why? Because he's old. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.